Hey, One More World Entertainment, and could an R-rated Spider-Man be on the way? Because that's what Tom Holland is teasing. Why? Well, because the Punisher is now in Spider-Man Brand New Day, and Tom Holland wants to repay the favour and go in the opposite direction. We're going to have a look at this, but again, just before we do, if you're new here, and hit that sub button. And of course, if you're not new here, hit that like button and that share button. And for everybody, just press the sub button and the like button, the share button, the little bell, and get all your notifications. And now, let's take a look at this. Because this would be a very drastic change if they were to actually go and do this. Because you would be losing out on so much money from the younger audience. I think there would be a lot of interest from the older audience, so it could also very much work, but I just don't see Spider-Man being the type of character to get really super violent and start dropping F-bombs and stuff. It'd be really weird, but let's take a look at this anyway. So, a darker Spider-Man story in the Marvel Cinematic Universe could be in the web-slinger's future. During a New Empire interview, Tom Holland shared his excitement about having John Bernthal as Punisher in Spider-Man Brand New Day, and he is ready to do more team-ups with the gritty anti-hero. The British star said, "I would love to pop up in one of Punisher's shows. Let's see what an R-rated version of Spider-Man looks like. I'm so grateful for John for taking the leap and being a part of the film, and I would love to repay the favour." That's such a weird statement, because that sounds like Tom Holland saying like, oh, you know, it was such a favour that he said, yeah, okay, I'll come in and help you out with this movie. It's like, no, Marvel offered him a big payday to be in this movie, and he went, yes, I will take the money. Thank you very much. The issue people have is, so far, he's barely been the Punisher. He's really only been Frank Castle. That is the big issue people are having. But Bernthal, or Bernthal, however you pronounce it, who recently made his return to the MCU timeline in Disney Plus's The Punisher One Last Kill, shared with Empire about his and Holland's history with these characters long before crossing paths on the big screen. The Frank Castle alum added, "I really wasn't familiar with the Punisher. I wasn't a huge comic book guy. Tom was really the one that said, man, this character is so great, and he explained it to me. We've remained friends over the years, but what a beautiful opportunity to do 2 movies back to back with him. With him? Oh yeah, with The Odyssey and Spider-Man. I love him. I'm so proud of him." I forgot that he was in The Odyssey. The two of them were in The Odyssey. So when he said 2 movies, I was like, 2 movies? I don't remember he being in 2 movies together. But this is that question of, do you put Spider-Man into, this is the best suit he's had in the MCU. This is the proper Spider-Man suit. So it would be interesting to see what they do. Now, the issue you have as well is, again, even Punisher One Last Kill was the fact that you didn't really get the Punisher in it. What you got was Frank Castle until the last, I think they said, like 10 or 15 minutes when he finally put on the Punisher suit and became Punisher. But where would you fit something like Spider-Man into that? Not to mention, One Last Kill, it's meant to be a movie, and it turns out it's only like 43 minutes long. So it's literally an episode. Like, you can't call that a movie. It's under an hour. How could you possibly call that a movie? So, yeah, it's a weird thing, and I don't see, like, I'm still confused as to how you're going to take a character like the Punisher from everything we've seen him do since Daredevil and the Punisher on Netflix, never mind with Disney, where he's just been balls to the wall, super violent and angry and language and all that type of stuff. How you're going to fit that into this movie. Like, if he's dropping F-bombs throughout his own shows and stuff, to all of a sudden put him in here where he's not, he's holding back, it'd be like, that's weird. Why would he hold back? And I have the same issue with Deadpool being put into Avengers. Like, if he's not walking around with the foul mouth that he has, like, what's the point in using him? It makes no sense to me. It's like, that doesn't quite work and doesn't line up with who the character is. Then, if you were to put Spider-Man in an R-rated movie, well, are you just going to kind of use him to start dropping F-bombs and stuff like that? Like, he's obviously not going to be probably the violent one, because he doesn't really want to be the violent one. At least that is what the character should be. So, what do you do with him? Do you just have him running around dropping F-bombs and swearing all the time? Then that makes no sense, because then you're going to bring him back for his own movies where it's going to be PG-13 again, and it's like, hey, do you remember he was dropping all those F-bombs and saying all that crude stuff in The Punisher? How come he's not doing that anymore? It's just, it muddies the water a bit too much. Personally, I think all of these should have still all been standalones. That it shouldn't be an overall universe that's all connected together, because it muddies the water when you get to this type of stuff. It's like, well, do we risk making this R-rated? Do we not? Do we keep it PG-13? What do we do? And it, again, you have to raise the question of, would they risk it? Now, this is them talking about Marvel doing it all. Oh, he'll be brought in to the Marvel Cinematic Universe for this and blah, blah, blah. You have to keep in mind, his contract and deal and negotiations and everything is with Sony. Marvel only gets to use Spider-Man. They don't own Spider-Man. Sony very much owns Spider-Man. So they could very much look at it and go, no, you 100% are not taking that character to drop him into an R-rated property. Not a hope in hell. So, as much as Tom Holland is saying all this and, oh, I'd love to do it and stuff, the reality is Sony could be the ones that just say, not a hope in hell are we doing that. We are not allowing Spider-Man be brought out of his movies and dumped into an R-rated, gritty, violent, sexualized maybe type of property. It's not happening. Again, it could very much work. There could be very much a big audience there for it, but they still very much would want to target the younger audience with this guy, because he is meant to be your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. So to all of a sudden drop him into something super violent, dark, gritty, just dropping F-bombs here, there and everywhere, maybe some, sexual content, who knows? Don't see it working. Don't see this happening. He's obviously grasping for straws. And what's also interesting, I don't know if you've seen this, but Kevin Feige has also come out to say that this very movie right here is actually a reboot. That it's going to relaunch Spider-Man. So it's going to be interesting to see what he means by that. I'm assuming he means because nobody knows that Peter Parker is Spider-Man. I guarantee you by the end of this movie, everybody that knew he was Spider-Man in the other movies will know he's Spider-Man again. I guarantee you Zendaya's MJ will know that Peter Parker is Spider-Man again by the end of this movie. It's bizarre. I don't know what to make of this movie. I'm curious as to why they're still hiding the main trailer for it. They keep releasing new material, promotional material in China and Japan and places like that, but where the hell is the next trailer for this thing? And now I've just seen a story saying that this thing could be released a little bit earlier this summer. So it's interesting that if it's going to come a bit earlier, why are we now in June and they have not released the full trailer for this movie? I think that's a bit interesting. But what do you guys think? Do you think it could work as an R-rated property? Do you think Sony would take the risk and let them use Spider-Man in an R-rated property? Or do you think just leave it be? It doesn't need to go in that direction. Let me know what you think about it all. I shall leave it there for this one. So do like and share and subscribe and hit that hype button and check out memberships and all that good stuff. Cheers, and I'll catch you in the next one.